Aquava, and welcome to Expat Life Ghana. I'm Ayo, and this is Tony, and we are documenting our move to Ghana as we go beyond the return. Today, we are talking about our 2019 visit for the year of return, where Ghana celebrated the 400 years since the first slave ship left Ghana shores and arrived on U.S. soil. So they really wanted to kind of create a tourism moment, and I think they did a really good job, don't you?
Yeah, the year of return was a great way to get the knowledge of Ghana being open to people coming and visiting, staying. It was a great way to get to know who's Ghanaian.
Yeah.
A lot of people were just taking tests and find out, hey, I'm from Ghana, and just wanted to go.
And I think there were a lot of people that were not even Ghanaian linked or had a Ghanaian heritage that were trying to do some of the experiences that were associated with your return. So I have to give the Ghana government and Ghana Tourism Department total props on year of return. I mean, what a genius setup to open up the borders and invite people who are part of the diaspora in the States and abroad everywhere to come to Ghana and not only link up with tourism dollars, but also really like dig into the culture, and they put on a pretty good show. So you were more involved in all of the events.
Right, absolutely. The Ghanaian ambassador was there in attendance. A lot of big names and a lot of people present there. Nancy Pelosi and a Democratic delegation were even there for the celebration. So it was.
So if y'all are wondering where she got that kente cloth for the big, huge debacle that happened.
Yeah, she actually got that from one of the Ashanti region kings that welcomed her, and
she was actually in Ghana, so stop hating.
Yeah, she actually went home to get that, so they didn't have a problem with her wearing it. I tell you that.
Totally.
Yeah, so for the opening ceremonies, they wanted you to feel welcome. They did an excellent job at that. I couldn't wait to see what was next as far as the ceremonies for the year return.
So now, after the wreath laying, which mostly happened in Accra, there were a lot of events that happened out in Cape Coast. So you actually had to leave Accra and go to Cape Coast. So again, tourism board, great job of spreading the tourism dollars around and getting a little bit in the city and a little bit in Cape Coast. That worked really well too. But what was it like for you going to Cape Coast? You've been before.
Yeah, I've been to Cape Coast before. It was great. Cape Coast, Elmina. I had a Uber driver. Shout outs to Elliot, my man. One love, bro. We stayed at the Royal Elmont Hotel, and I got to give them props because that's a beautiful place.
Not even lying, I was jealous when I saw pictures when he got back of the hotel because I was like, wait. I could have. Oh.
Yeah, shout outs to the owners there.
Beautiful.
They did a great job in hosting us. A lot of the people who attended the event stayed there as well. So the Royal Elmont Hotel, Cape Coast, gotta love it. But while we were there, Elliot, my Uber driver, had never been to one of the slave castles, so just going was great.
Which is crazy to think that there are so many Ghanaians that live in Ghana, in Accra, or along the coast, that have never actually been to the castles. That it's kind of like a school trip that you go to. I think.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
a lot of school kids make that their trip, but
right.
That's a younger kids now. But I guess his generation, that wasn't important or part of the curriculum, so they didn't go. So him being an adult going, it was like interesting for me to see because our reactions were similar, but for different reasons. His was, well, I can't believe we did this. And mine was, I can't believe y'all did this. So, but, we all were there for the same reason, and that was to come together and say, hey, we're all brothers, and, we're here now, and that's what matters. But while in Cape Coast and Elmina, we went to Asin Manso. And while in Asin Manso, we went to the Slave River site. they have beautiful murals on the site when you get there of former civil rights leaders from America and throughout that had a hand in the movement of getting black people their civil rights, or getting black people involved in repatriating to Africa. So it was a lot of history being told in those murals. As you go into the grounds, there was a lot of acknowledgments that this was a slave river site, and this was the path that was taken that took African slaves to get washed before they headed over to one of the castles, before they ended up going onto a ship to the unknown territories.
Yeah, it would be a shame to send dirty slaves onto those ships, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. One thing I can tell you about while I was there was real powerful for me, because I'm standing in a river where there were slaves washed, and part of my ancestry is I came through the slave trade through my family, and I shouldn't say I did, but my family did through history. But as I'm looking in the river, I'm standing in this river and I'm getting chills just thinking about what the people who went through there went through. And as I'm looking through the river, I asked our guide, what are these flakes that I'm seeing? And he's like, oh, that's gold. And I'm standing in a river where slaves were washed, and it made me realize the value of the land that the people had, because there's just gold flowing in this river freely and openly. And it just brought to light the richness of Africa and why Africa itself is so sought after.
Which is crazy to think about, like, that as your last kind of act as an African before being enslaved, you were standing in a river of gold. Like, just, I don't know, there's like a irony to it, or a poeticism to it. I'm not sure which one more strongly, but it's kind of crazy. I know that you said that almost the entire group of people that was with you that day really had like a profound moment in that washing your feet in the same river as your enslaved forefathers.
Right.
So that is kind of like it's kind of creepy.
Yeah. Monsoon itself is a small little town, but if you go there, you get this vibe of Jamaica, and I just couldn't help but feel like the music that they were playing and the food, it's just everything about Monsoon reminded me of Jamaica. And I asked, what the name Monsoon meant, and they were telling me, and they told me the importance of the name Jamaica and how they're related. And a lot of things that can be found in Jamaica are from Monsoon, the area itself. One thing that I was told was the name Jamaica means you go, I'll stay. And leaving the slaves, once they were in Jamaica, had the opportunity to go back to Africa. And a lot of them said, you go, we'll stay here, because that had become their home. They had become unfamiliar with Africa. So Jamaica is you go and I'll stay, as my father-in-law would tell me. That's the definition and meaning behind that.
Well, and it's interesting when you think too about how the slave trade actually ran. As Americans, we kind of think of it as like a one-way express boat, from African shores to America, and that's just kind of how it went. But there were so many different countries that were impacted by the delivery of African slaves to their shores. And so we can see throughout Latin America, throughout, the Caribbean, throughout the United States, that we see Ghanaian blood spread throughout several different continents and countries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, I'm Leo. Subscribe right now.
One of the closing ceremonies that happened in Cape Coast was there was a walk from elementary school to the castle, and there was a big bonfire that started. And to set this up, all the participants for the year return were asked to wear white. And as the evening started, the lights were turned off in the city. You know, all the lights throughout the city were turned off. There's this big bonfire. We have candles, and we're walking through the city from this school to the castle. And there's a chant going on throughout the crowd of, you know, at least 1,000. And as we're getting closer, the chants are getting louder, and the crowd is growing from residents just coming out and joining into this crowd. And you just feel the spirit going through the street, up and down the street, as the people are chanting and singing. And, you know, the power of it was these people were coming out to celebrate that we had come back, that we had returned to this native land of ours, and to find out who we were. And they were chanting that, you know, hey, you're back, you're here, we welcome you, we're the same. It was just it was a beautiful feeling. It was just something that you had to experience this. Just the community feeling of everyone coming out to say these people are here because they have a history that they didn't know that they're seeking out. And we're celebrating that because those people were part of my history. You know, they're like some way, somewhere, we're related or connected, and you can feel that energy of community as you walk through this town. Once we got to the castle, I was told that it's very rare that they have anything in the evening or disrupt the sanctity of the spirit of the castle in the evening. So
I think it would be freaky to be there at night.
Yeah, it was very eerie because it's dark and it's lit up only by the lights of, you know, the people and some prop lights, and just hearing the ocean hitting the coast, and just the power of the people singing and knowing why we were there. It was this real powerful moment. Going back to the ceremonies for the evening, we had people, they were dancing, they had dancers and singers of all kinds, a lot of poets for the evening. Trying to just think of everything that happened. There was so much. I'm trying not to leave anything out, but I connected with a lot of people that were from all over. People from Germany, black people from Germany, black people from South America, North America, Canada, the U.S.
Yeah, it was just a hodgepodge of...
Yeah, people from all over coming together for this year of return event, and they all had one common goal, and that was to seek which they didn't know. And it was just great to see so many people, so many backgrounds coming together, trying to figure out this thing that, you know, hey, we're all in this together, we're all somehow connected somehow. And a great way to start is figuring out your roots.
So you were able to do a DNA test before, and we did that a couple of years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years before.
But you had run into some of the other people that were there for the year of return had also done DNA tests to kind of figure out where they were from and empower them to go through this journey. And I know that for you was really powerful of an experience, and you really enjoyed going through that process. But it's interesting to see other people who have come from different backgrounds of geographically also joining into the year of return. And I know that there have been more outreach programs for youth, so African American youths in the United States who don't have the financial means to travel to Ghana. There are scholarship programs that have been financing kids to go back and go through this whole process, just like the year of return, where they're allowed to go to the castle, explore the country of Ghana, and connect with their African roots. So there's really, like, Ghana has really made really great connections in terms of inspiring people to figure out their lineage. And even if you're not Ghanaian, if you feel a connection to Africa, coming in to figure out how the journey through history has brought you to where you are now. So I think they did a great job tourism-wise, but you really attest to how powerful the experience was as an individual going through the process.
Yeah, all the welcoming, the welcome home, my American brother, that meant a lot to me, because once I got to the point where, okay, I can see how, I'm related to this region. I'm looking at some of my facial features, and I see that in other people. I'm like, wow, that guy kind of,
I'm telling you right now, everybody thinks that you're the Ghanaian,
right.
And I'm like, I don't know, the tag-along, and I'm the Ghanaian. Everyone take notes. I'm the Ghanaian, but you are definitely blood Ghanaian. I mean, I should have seen it all along, ladies. How did I miss it?
Yeah, she lucked up. So, if I can say anything about the Year Return celebrations, it was well put together, well thought out.
Yeah, so totally agree with that. Anyone who was able to participate in Year of Return or just visited Ghana and enjoyed themselves, they understand how wonderful of a country it is to visit, and I think those tourism dollars really do a lot of positive things for the economic construct in Ghana. So kudos for the Year of Return. Thank you for sharing your experience about the Year of your Return. And for those of you who are wondering where I was for Year of Return, I was there in Ghana.
Yeah, you were in Ghana, but
you're so much more into those things.
Yeah, that was my thing, and just being able to just go and, hey, this is happening, spur of the moment, just boom, I'm gone.
So if you can tell,
more my speed.
Yeah, but the two of us, like, I'm a little bit more introverted. Can you tell that from these videos? Yeah. And you're the extrovert in our relationship. So yes, he wants to be able to go and move and meet random people, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm just gonna stay right here. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you got to do that. Yeah. Even if it was without me, I think you had a really good time.
Yeah, I think you being there, I'd be like, where is she? What is she doing? What's going on?
Yeah, let him be his own solo self out there in the world. Get on that. All right, y'all. So that was our flashback to the Year of Return 2019. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and the notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos as we document our journey of Beyond the Return. And we'll see you in the next video.
Ciao for now. I think ciao now. Ah!
You did it again.